drug. So what is the theme behind that what guidelines, WHO guidelines on safety monitoring of herbal medicines in pharmacovigilance, right? Whether pharmacovigilance it is required for herbal medicine, if yes, then why it is required? Because other drugs it is required pharmacovigilance. So here also definitely ultimately it is going to use for therapeutic purpose. So coming here, the safety is the fundamental principle in provision of herbal medicine, of course, right? Safety is first, then later on the efficacy and other things will come. And the herbal products of healthcare, the critical component of quality control, right? That's what we have since right from the beginning in this subject we are discussing about how the things are supposed to be. These guidelines or WHO guidelines provides the practical technical guidance for monitoring the safety of herbal medicines within pharmacovigilance system, because pharmacovigilance we have seen yesterday, the drug need to be watched properly, what is going on, what kind of effect interaction, right? The safety monitoring of herbal medicines is compared and contrasted with that of other medicines currently undertaken in the context of the WHO International Drug Monitoring Program. This program, they are closely looking into the herbal medicine in compared to the other medicine also, because these are the medicine we are using for therapeutic purpose, not only for the normal purpose. While they are regulatory and cultural differences in the preparation and the use of different types of medicines, they are all equally important from a pharmacovigilance perspective, because pharmacovigilance department, the main work is to watch of all kind of drug, homeopathy, allopathy, ayurveda, whatever it may be, right? What is going on, any life threatening disease are arising or not, what the things are going properly or not, vigilance that has to be. The guidelines were developed with the view that within current pharmacovigilance system, monitoring of safety of medicine should be enhanced and broadened in way that will allow to successful monitoring of herbal medicines, right? It is not the intention to suggest that different system should be instituted for this purpose, right? Only the that thing is not problem. So what is the problems, right? Among the consumer there are the widespread misconception that the natural way means safe or natural medicines are safe, that yesterday class also we discussed, and a common belief that the remedies from the natural origin are harmless and carry no risk, right? However, some medicinal plants are inherently toxic, which is not reported till now also, right? Further, with whether as with all medicines, herbal medicines are expected to have side effect, of course it may, because that's what we are telling, medicine when there is a action there may be the side action also, which may be of an adverse nature. Some adverse events reported in association with herbal products with attributable to problem of quality. Major cases of the such events are adulteration of herbal products. That adulteration we have seen how the toxic material, inferior quality of materials they are being using in that, with uncleared other medicines and potent pharmaceutical substances such as corticosteroids and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory agents all also, right? Adverse events may also arise from the mistaken use of the wrong species of medicinal plant, when the lack of authentication, authentic source, lack of proper plant source, right? That is also happening. Incorrect dosing, error in the use of herbal medicine, both you drink nothing will happen, neem decoction you drink, tulsi decoction you drink, whatever because without knowing by seeing this some unwanted unauthenticated sources from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, we are following, so that's not correct one. Healthcare providers and the consumers interaction with the other medicine, that also we should know, and the use of products contaminated with the potentially hazardous substances such as toxic metals, pathogenic microorganisms, and the agrochemical residue or pesticides, right? The following example demonstrate the range of the problem encountered with the use of herbal medicine and products. The first one, some herbal products were found to contain zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.3 mg of betamethasone per capsule after some patients developed corticosteroid like side effects. See, right, betamethasone per capsule it will be there, like, so that is also creating the side effects. So owing the misidentification of the medicinal plant species that we have discussed in the unintentional type of adulteration. Plant materials containing aristocolic acids were used for the manufacturing of herbal products, right? So this is also, yesterday we have seen that how it is interacting, which caused the severe kidney failure in the patient that we seen. Reports have been received by the drug safety monitoring agencies, different agencies, the pharmacovigilance agencies, or the of prolonged prothrombin times, right, increased coagulation time, and subcutaneous hematomas, and the intracranial hemorrhage associated with the use of ginkgo biloba, right? One of the most well-known traditional used herbal medicine caused severe, sometimes fatal case of the intestinal pneumonia when used in the conjugation with interferon, right? So that is there. So what is happening in current situation or current scenario? Despite of growing interest in the safety of herbal medicine, national surveillance system to monitor and evaluate adverse reactions associated with the herbal medicines are rare. Even among the more than 70 members state participating in the World Health Organization International Drug Monitoring Program. See what is happening. So moreover, there is a lack of effective communication on this subject at all level, in all country, in all region of the world, from international to local even also, right? The recent WHO survey showed that, or revealed that, among 90 countries, less than half of the WHO members states currently regulate herbal medicines, and even a smaller proportion has system in place for the regulation qualification of providers of herbal medicine. See what is happening. Moreover, there are disparities in regulations between the countries, and this has serious implication in the international access and the distribution of such products, right? So monitoring here very important. What is the kind of action required actually, right, for the safety of using herbal medicine? For complementary action it is needed, basically at all level. Clear identification of the nature of adverse event. What is the nature of this effect, an adverse effect from the particular herbal formulation? Management of the risk, how we can manage, what is the dose frequency, what is the time, what is the route of administration, what is the content involved, institution of measures to prevent adverse event, what are the organizations are there which can measure the to prevent the particular adverse events. The good communication of the risk and benefit of herbal medicine. The communication is very important. If there is a belief that neem is the antimicrobial plant, so you drink meal, you bath with the neem plant. So what is the other harmful effect may arise if you will not taking care about the dose? That communication has to reach to the different reason, right? This required increased ability to learn from identified adverse events through better reporting system. Reporting, that's what we are discussing this along with the pharmacovigilance, right? The better reporting system support to be there. Their different software should be there, database should be there in the books, in the internet, and where it has to reach to the people, those who are involving into the formulation. Skillful technical investigation, and of incidents, and responsible sharing of the data, right? Only the whatever the dummy publication it is available in web world, which is actually not at all revealing what is actual harmful effect that the peoples are getting. So that has to be proper. The greater capacity of anticipate adverse events, and to probe systemic weaknesses that might lead to the problem, the identification of existing knowledge resources within the outside the health sector, right? Not only for the particular company, pharmaceutical company, or outside also, for the common people domain. The improvement of in healthcare delivery system, so that structure are reconfigured, and incentives are relayed, right? And the safety and quality are placed at the core system, right? So what are the objectives behind the guidelines, right? So the main objective is to support the member states, who are the member state for that particular organization or WHO, in the context of the WHO International Drug Monitoring Program that we are discussing from beginning, to strengthening the national pharmacovigilance capacity in order to carry out the effective safety monitoring of herbal medicine. National pharmacovigilance capacity, its capability has to increase so that it can observe at the small level or ground level also. That's what we have to, the organization has to strengthen. That is the objective. Provide the technical guidance. Technical guidance is very important. That just if you see that, if you tell that the neem if you will take in low high dose or large dose, it is harmful. No, what are the constraints are there, if which constituency is responsible to give that kind of effect. So technically we have to tell on the principles of good pharmacovigilance and the inclusion of herbal medicines in existing national drug safety monitoring system. And where these systems are not in place, the facilitate the establishment of the of an inclusive national drug safety monitoring system. That has to be facilitated, or it has to be come into the function. The provide standard definitions of terms relating to the pharmacovigilance. Right, if you say drug, what the herbal drug, what is herbal drug, what is the standard, what is the adverse effect, what do you mean by what is the difference between adverse drug reaction and the so that the standard definitions and the safety monitoring of herbal medicine, and to promote and strengthen the internationally the coordinated information exchange on the pharmacovigilance and the safety monitoring of herbal medicine among the member states, those who are the member state for this program, and promote the safe and proper use of herbal medicine. How does pharmacovigilance operate? How it is operating? Pharmacovigilance means drug to be watched or drug is in the observation. So how? It must be emphasized that there is no difference in the principle between the safety monitoring of herbal medicines and that the other medicine, right? Right. So the what is the other medicine and the herbal medicine? What is the safety monitoring? Right. That has to the WHO International Drug Monitoring Program. Under this the program, the National Pharmacovigilance Centers designated by the competent health authorities are responsible for the collection, processing, and evaluation of case reports of suspected adverse reaction. See, whatever the suspected which has been reported, supplied by the healthcare professionals or those who are involved in that, mainly the spontaneous reporting by the physicians of reactions associated with the use of prescribed medicine. Some medicine has been launched, but now the Ayurvedic doctors or the other Unani doctor, they are prescribing. So spontaneous reporting, immediately reporting by the physicians, those who are prescribing. So that has to be evaluated properly, immediately, and fast. Function of national pharmacovigilance centers, right? So in throughout the world, the continuous collection of the report of suspected adverse reactions for medicine on market, right? Continuous collection, assessment of the case report in respect of quality of documentation, that casualty assessment, any death occur or not, what kind of happened, clinical relevance, quality control, in particular identification of duplicate report, that also need to be screened properly. Transmission in suitable format of assess the report, right? For example, the generations of hypothesis or the identification of signals. These activities may be strengthened by the search of the global WHO database, the database where it is managed by the UMC. That's the similar report, the communication of relevant safety information to the national and regional regulatory, further investigation of signals, risk factor or pharmacological mechanism of that particular formulation, receipt and communication as appropriate of safety information resulting from the analysis by UMC, right? The provision of feedback to reporter, timely advice to the healthcare professional, education and training, information sharing. So these are the functions supposed to have the centers of pharmacovigilance. The challenges in monitoring and safety of this monitoring the safety of herbal medicine. What is the problem? What is the challenges? First of all, regulation. First of all, regulation. This national regulation and registration of herbal medicine vary from country to country. It is different in US, it is different in China, it is different in Japan, it is different in Pakistan, it is different in India. So that's what it is. Somewhere it is getting problematic to report the in one medicinal plant. Suppose it is toxic, so it has to go through the proper channel. That's what the platform it is required. The All the countries should come together. Quality assurance and control. Quality assurance and control measures such as national quality specification and standards for herbal medicine, good manufacturing practice for herbal medicine, labeling, license scheme for manufacturing, import, and marketing should be in place in every country where herbal medicines are regulated. Okay, national and regional pharmacopoeias also, right? National and regional pharmacopoeia define quality specifications and standards for herbal. So that is also one more. The providers of herbal medicines, the variety of healthcare professionals serves as a qualified providers of herbal medicine according to each country national healthcare delivery system and legislative framework. So that is also different, varying lack of proper knowledge of herbal medicine, then patient consumer attitude to herbal medicines. So this attitude that as mentioned in section, so these are the different challenges. So safety it is being difficult. So reporting of suspected adverse reactions, that's very important when it comes to the pharmacovigilance or safety monitoring of herbal medicine. The following should report, provide the reports, like health professional. Who is going to report? The person who has got the adverse effect, he is going to tell the doctor. Doctor is going to tell the centers, right? So the health professionals, you and me and doctors, has to be who are providers of the herbal medicines, right? The distributors also, including physicians, pharmacists, and nurses, should report to the national pharmacovigilance system or center what is, where it is there, and it should go into the written form, it should go into the verbal form. Patients, consumers should normally report to their physicians. Whatever is, yesterday I got loose motion or full sweating, dizziness, nausea, vomiting. What kind of things you have got after taking that medication? That you are going to tell to your doctor and providers of herbal medicines also from where you have purchased. Suppose you are taking from local like Pranati herbals is there or different herbs are there. Herbal Life is there. MWay is there. So you are going to tell those from where you have purchased or you have taken and whom advice you have taken. They may also report directly to the National Pharmacovigilance Center, consumer organizations, or manufacturers also. Manufacturers should report directly to the National Pharmacovigilance Center and a national regulatory authority. So what information should be requested actually? What kind of information? Simply you cannot tell that I got vomiting. So that's what. Any suspected adverse reactions associated with the use of herbal medicines should be reported. In case report should contain information of the following elements. The first one, where it is permitted by the country health information privacy code and with appropriate confidentiality, some form of the identification of the patient consumer in order to provide the duplication and facilitate follow-up. Age, sex, the brief medical history of the particular consumer patient when relevant it is. In some countries the ethnicity may needed to be specified. The next one, details of suspected herbal products if known, like species name like neem or Jadiracta indica, Latin botanical name, and a common vernacular name. Vernacular means common name uh, of that particular medicinal plant, and a brand or ingredient where like Nimbicon. If you are take, if I brand name is Nimbicon or Nimbidine, right? Or what is the ingredient in Nimbidine, Nimbidiol? So including the part of medicinal part, leaf, stem, fruit, flower, bark, which we have taken, which is there in the formulation, preparation method, decoction, infusion, ashawa, arista, what, right? Extract, manufacturer name Pranati Herbal, Mway, Herbal Life, country of origin India, Bangla, Pakistan, batch number XYZ, expiry date June 2014, like that. And the provider, the who is the provider, administration details, dose and quantity supplied, doses form, liquid, solid, route of administration, parenteral, oral, rectal, indication or reason for use, and adverse reaction data. These are the things. How to report? And if you are the pharmacist, how you are going to report to the pharmacovigilance? A single reporting form covering all medicines, including herbal medicine, should be used. For healthcare providers already included in a national pharmacovigilance system, a familiar form will facilitate reporting. The introduction of the second type of reporting from may cause confusion. That's what it is, the desirable to use the standard printed or electronic reporting like email or any other the draft. You can use the Microsoft Office and the different from, and to ensure that the form are widely available, right? You can go browse the pharmacovigilance system reporting form. It should also be acceptable to receive reports by telephone. If it is spontaneous, immediately you have got, suppose in one reason, like if suppose now COVID vaccination is going on, if anywhere somewhere some kinds of adverse reaction, immediately they will give, they cannot go for email or dispatching of the particular printed form, immediately they have to report by the phone, right? Letter or email also it is possible, if it is not life threatening or serious. If possible, the sample of herbal products and its packing should also submitted with the reports for verification or for the authenticity. Assessment of case report, right? How we are going to analyze or observe the case report, the association in time between administration of the herbal products and the event, the outcome of the challenges and the re-challenge, known pharmacology including current knowledge of the nature and the frequency of the adverse reactions, right? What are there with the literature review or survey or available information, right? Medical and pharmacological plausibility, right? What is happening here, the sequences of the symptom signal, laboratory test, also pathological finding and knowledge of mechanism, like likelihood of other causes and their exclusion, testing of the testing for adulterants and contaminants, impropriate use. So all those things has to be reported, right? So feedback of the reporter, right? Sorry. Feedback to reporters. The receipt of each report should be acknowledged, and the new reporting from supplied to the reporter, right? That's what the reporter will also appreciate, appreciate receiving further information about the reaction concerned. For example, on experience held at the National Pharmacovigilance Center, or that may be helpful in further use of the medicines. So, unless the provision of such information in the conflict with regulatory policy, such feedback will be motivated the reporter to send the further report, right? So, detection of signals at national level, how the National Pharmacovigilance Center should, at regular interval, analyze the case reports in its database by class of organ system and in a smaller group of the clinically related events. This may reveal case series of similar events that could constitute a signal or indicate the need of further study or regulatory action. Such signals should be communicated to the UMC, that is the organization. The investigation and analysis of the cause of suspected adverse reaction. What is the reason behind that? Why it happened this adverse reaction? So some adverse reactions, particularly serious ones, should be further investigated significant scientifically. The investigations may include the following: medical investigation of the adverse reaction like pathology, clinical pharmacology, clinical toxicology, pharmacogenetics studies. Then pharmaceutical investigation of adverse reaction, for example, pharmacokinetic, what is the kinetic of the drug, pharmacodynamic of the drug bodies, right? Pharmacological and toxicological analysis. Then pharmacognostical and phytochemical investigation also important, including authentication of herbal medicine, right? Physicochemical analysis like solubility, adverse effect, refractive index, optical rotation, many more. Pharmacoepidemiological. So all the investigation has to be done. Then data is important. Whatever data is going to generate, how we are going to manage that one. Data, data quality, the strenuous effort should be made to ensure that there are the quality control on data processing, and that the data elements of reports are complete and accurate as possible, right? Data storage, computer database should be managed to as a high or standard as possible to facilitate access to and use of the data, right? So software can be used. Data analysis, the program should be developed developed to provide for regular analysis and a data output appropriate for local needs. Analysis of the global WHO database. That's also because when it is global database, every country can be connected for the particular event. The global WHO database managed by the UMC is being improved on the basis of the proposed database management and the classification for coding of herbal medicines, right? So that's what the communication after managing the data, it has to reach to the each and every one involved in that incident or involved in that herbal medication safety issues. Communication should be established at many different levels. For example, the national pharmacovigilance centers and health professional of that particular nation, the national pharmacovigilance centers and the provider of herbal medicines or supplier of herbal medicines of that particular nation, the health professionals and the providers of herbal medicine, and the consumers and patients, right? That's what all are interconnected. The providers of herbal medicines and those for other medicines, the national pharmacovigilance centers and consumers, the national pharmacovigilance centers and the regulatory authorities, the national pharmacovigilance centers and such centers in other countries also, among them interconnection within the region and the other regions also, right? The national pharmacovigilance center and UMC, the national pharmacovigilance center and mass media, because in news, newspapers, right, and internet, Dainik Bhaskar, Hari Bhumi, Inadu, all those things. So it the communication until and unless it will not reach, how the people will aware, how the centers, how the organization will aware that the again if you will take the neem leaf in high concentration, it is going to harmful. Instead of giving the antimicrobial activity, again it is going to have the drug interaction on all those things whatever we have discussed. So that's what these are the guidelines has been given by the WHO under the UMC, which is supposed to be monitored time to time, right?